Okay.
Um, oh, no, it's too late. Never mind. Um, oh, I know what I'm looking for. Voice. Intro to Audacity. Oh, this is really this. Mm.
What happened? What is this? Dinner? Lunch? Brunch?
All the above.
Is this the food from earlier?
What I made in my cooking class. And so I had it for brunch, and I'm having it again for dinner. So
Let
good.
me, when we finish, I'll make something. Yeah, so the daytime is a little more generous. Giselle Santana.
No idea who that is.
You know who that is?
I don't.
Oh dear.
I invited her. I know that. I know the name. I just can't. Shh. And we're gonna have to delete this out of the thing. Damn it. I just meant we just gotta delete that afterwards. Oh, she joined. No way. Hi, Giselle. She has another event going on right now. She texted me about, and I wasn't sure she'd be able to join this one. So yay. You're double dipping.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Giselle Santana. Are you double dipping? Because I know you told me there's another event that you're attending. I'm so glad you're here. Hi. All right, we're gonna wait a few more moments, Giselle, and hopefully actually no. Your event goes from 7 to 8. It's a book launch.
Oh,
Hours. Yeah, we met at that person's book launch, book signing,
uh-huh.
and now it seems the book is actually out. Because actually, it was like, what, Giselle? It was like the book reveal. She was telling people it was coming, but it wasn't. It hadn't launched yet. And so
Mm.
now I think is the actual launching of it. But yeah, I was doing photography, videography for
A
Tamika.
different book.
Oh
Okay.
no, it's different. Oh, so okay. I got you. This is showing up scared, right, Giselle? This is showing up scared. I remember I thought that that was going to be the book that she was talking about at the last event, but it wasn't. This is, yeah, showing up scared. And so this is a great topic. Hi, Giselle, you're on camera. Tell Alejandra.
So
I
I have them here on, and I'm
was
doing this on my phone. So sorry, it took me a little bit to adjust here.
navigate. Yeah, we know the managing two devices.
Yeah,
Fisting, double dipping, all the doubling
I know
up.
that very well. Very, very well.
Thank
And
you
it's
for managing things. Go ahead.
today's like a perfect day for all this because I'm just like I had finished my whole day around 3:30, 4 o'clock. I took a nice long shower, put on some nice PJ. So I'm like, okay, this is perfect. If I have to come out on camera, I'm decent.
I love it. Look at you. Definitely come on camera. Let us see. Thank you for being here. And actually, when I first met Dr. Marie, I had just met you, Giselle, and I met a couple of other people who are shy like me about being on camera. And when she told me what she did, I was like, damn, I wish I knew you like years ago. But I know some people who she could be really good for even now. So yay, I remembered. I did not forget you. So
Thanks for inviting me.
of course, darling. We'll talk more. You can go on
Okay,
mute. Focus on the other.
sounds perfect. Okay.
Right.
Oh, the shy people.
Okay.
Like, bring me the shy peoples.
I know. Let me text. I know Uriel is coming, but she
What's
might.
coming? Chantel has something going on later, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
she can't be here. I posted it into our group, but I didn't make like an announcement to them
Okay.
that this was happening now. Let me do that actually. Starting now. It's also Yom Kippur. So there are a couple
Oh,
people
that is true.
who I was thinking about that were like, oh, not tonight. And it's all good.
What back to yeah, Wednesday is literally my day. I used to call my thing I was gonna call it oh wow Wednesday or wellness Wednesday. I call it all kind of thing Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wellness Wednesday, well-being Wednesday, wealthy Wednesday, all the W's. Wednesday.
Let me see. No, I like Wednesdays with this. All right, I think even if it's just us, it's good to do this because we can always record it and share it with our
Oh
people.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, let me go into the collective, the Bloom Room. Let me do it in the Bloom Room. Oh, I also meant to tell them this. Hello, beautiful. We close the Bloom Room. So we could showcase the Spoonful tonight. We just started. Join us here. And then the link. Link. Copy. Paste. And then just. Okay. Oh, maybe not.
Gonna make it happen.
Hey everybody, I am on with Dr. Marie for the Spoonful. We just started 7 minutes ago. I'm inviting you all to join us here. If you're looking for co-working, we're closed for now while we host this program. Stay tuned and please jump in. We're having a conversation about not hiding and showing up no matter what. All right, talk to you soon. Better yet, see you in the room. This
Thank you.
Yay. Okay, done.
All
All right,
right. Mission accomplished.
let's get this party started.
Go. The
Um,
party started.
all right, spotlighting. Are you doing it to hide the non-video participant?
I where is it?
Yeah, I trust you to know these things. Or let me see.
Spotlight.
All the sound effects. There we go. You did it.
We do it.
Right.
I'll be like the guest and the producer and the techie. All of it.
All the things.
I cannot escape.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? So, welcome to the Spoonful. This is the program where I'm Karen Joseph, the voice of health and wellness, and I get to spotlight even members of my community, the Beautifully Fed Collective. And for those that don't know, the Beautifully Fed Collective is the who. It's my collection of entrepreneurs. Yay, Evel's in the building. Entrepreneurs, creatives, health and wellness professionals, um, romance and sex professionals, all people
Other people.
who join me to connect and also for co-working. So we have an online community where we co-work virtually. It's called Zoom and Bloom. And I nourish this community. We open up the rooms at 6:15 a.m. most mornings, Monday through Friday, and we stay here until we're not here anymore. Um, Usually sometimes 10, 11 o'clock at night, sometimes close to midnight, right, Dr. Marie?
Yeah, the after dark conversation. You missed the conversation recently, by the way. You missed it.
Oh, catch me up offline
Yeah.
on the recording. We turn the recording off. Yeah, that part. But yeah, the conversations are juicy. The connections that happen are magical. It's just a really great space. What I tell people is folks who are um, I help people who find themselves sometimes feeling isolated or feeling um, not motivated to do the work that really matters to them because, life happens. I help them to be held accountable and to get inspired to do their work. And we do that in community through our space. In my spaces, people get to meet the other people who are there working alongside them, get to find out who they are, what they're doing, where they live. And then we work and we're doing things. It's global now, so we're doing things at different times of the day. Where I'm doing my morning ritual. Sometimes someone is walking with me. Sometimes she gets on a swing. Dr. Marie is often with me, making food for herself, burning food for herself. Sometimes.
Mhm. Yeah. Very
All
much.
things, all things. We get encouraged, we're reminded we're not alone, and we get the work done. And it's just a really beautiful space. So this, the Spoonful, is where I get to show and really pour into these individuals, find out more about them, really, get into it. So we're here to get into Dr. Marie, who everybody knows so well because she's here for every single one of our Zoom and Blooms. She is a very present presence, and we're really fortunate to have her. So glad to have you here, darling.
Thanks for the invite.
For
It's an
sure, for sure.
extension of the Bloom Room.
Exactly. Hello. And what I really want, so you do many things. I want you to share with them like the world of what you do, and then
Ah,
we're just like
we have time.
a taste. Like I think of it as a sampling, right? A sampling of what you do. But what we're digging into tonight is that phrase that I love hearing you say because we get to introduce ourselves inside the Bloom Room each time. And the way Dr. Marie introduces herself is she says this thing where she says, I help people um, who shy away from the camera, you know, get on camera with no tech or low tech. And I just love that phrase because so many people shy away from the technology. He's like, I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Look, low tech, no tech, I got you. So, Dr. Marie, tell us how you got us. And people, if
Right.
you can come on camera, please come on camera. We'd love to see your faces. And thank you for being here. We see
Yeah,
you.
more to come later. And that's the thing too. I think this is a great practice in terms of to be on camera when you don't have to be on camera. And so I always tell people do it when you want to do it, not when you have to. And then you get to practice. And then when you're on, it becomes very natural. And so it's hard for them to believe where there was a time I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to be on camera. I don't want to take pictures. I don't want to talk. I don't want, just like you describe it, it's like I don't want to be seen. You can read about me. You can read my writing. You can hear my voice. There are a lot of things, especially during the pandemic, where you can hear my voice, but you wouldn't see me as much until I realized people actually like seeing other people's faces. And so even with social media, I'm like, why would they care? Like, I'm not that interesting. My story's not that interesting. And so all the stories in my head about like, because you see more interesting people, you see celebrities, you see people who are more like vibrant and flamboyant and whatever's going on, and you comparing and saying like, I am not. So you define yourself as not interesting. Your story is not that, adventurous and so forth. And so then that you give yourself more reason to hide and be in the
Yeah.
shadows versus in the spotlight, like you said. And
But
so
I want to know, what was that moment for you? When did you realize, okay, I need to show myself? Like, what was it? What did it? And when did you start doing it?
I think it started earlier for me because I tried to remember back because seriously, I'm a very shy person. I am one of those who's between introvert and extrovert, and people don't believe it when I said I'm really an introvert. And so they're like, "Well,
I,
the correct word is like ambivert. I'm in between. I can be both," but they really see me as not. They are like, "You are not an introvert." It's like you at the event, you're talking to people, you talk, and people talk to you, but most of the time I'm listening. I'm not really a talker, even though you see it's like talk with Marie. It's like I'm not a talker. It's hard, I'm not a talker.
I get it. You don't have to explain yourself to me because I get it because I'm the same way. And I get the same
And
reaction.
people are like, stop
But
it, no, you're not. And
I
so
discovered the reason why. Can I share with you
yeah,
like
yeah,
why we're not liars? What it is sorry, Cuba. Cuba is trying to reach me. And now it's not the time. I supposed to put this on do not disturb. Okay, do not disturb. So I know better. All right. So I discovered years ago, because I too, I'm an introvert. People
okay,
hear me say that, like, you're
no,
right.
stop.
They're not. But my family knows this to be true. What it is introversion versus extroversion is determined not by how you show up, but by how and where you get your source of energy. And so just like you, for me, even if I'm in, the groups and the crowds and the events and things and I'm on, and I'm da 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 da, the next day, like the way where I go to like recharge and regroup is inwards. I go quiet. I need to not see anybody, talk to anybody for like a long, like
Nothing.
even I went out with family. I got to see family and friends when I went back to New York, but for the first time in like nearly 4 years, a couple weeks ago. And we had a great time out from 3 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night. We're talking, we're telling stories. It's amazing. Where me and my brother are on the train heading back home. And he looks at me, he's like, "Are you okay?" 'Cause I just stopped talking. So it's done.
Nothing.
He's like, are you good?" I'm fine. I'm just done. He goes, and he gets it because he remembers. Like, I shut down.
Oh,
And I shut down for like a couple, I think even the next day was a big event. And I was like behind the camera taking pictures of not really doing a lot of talking with people because I need that time. So just for folks who are, curious and unsure about how this introversion, extroversion thing works and
does that
that we
work?
look like liars.
It's
We're
hard to
not.
believe. It's hard to believe. And so, again, I think most people, I like the description you had in terms of people are shy and people are naturally shy. And then there are people who are just, they have a great personality and something happened when the camera turns on. Even if it's just the phone or you taking a picture, they just turn into, I don't know what happened.
It's
Something
true.
happened where they
Yeah.
just literally either freeze or paralyzed or speechless and nothing come out. And so I think for me, I started thinking way back when I've always been a shy person, always. And I'm still a shy person. Okay. Believe it, whether you want to believe it or not believe it. And I remember the reason I started being on camera is because someone asked me to talk about a book.
Mhm.
I was either in middle school or high school, and books are literally the best thing ever, besides probably like food, music, plants, and so forth. It's like a good book. And I've always been like a bookworm since I was little. Like life happens at the bookstore, at the library. Like I work at the library when I was in high school. Like there's something about being surrounded by books. And so it was just like, come, and I forgot the camera. I was just like, what is this book about? And then I was just like, da, 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 da. And that was it. And then he went on to other things that I was doing, but I always prefer being behind the camera, behind the scene. So a lot of things, even till this day that I do, I'm still behind the scene. And then I noticed there were a lot of people around me, sort of later in life, where even younger, as a young woman, where I work with a lot of young people, a lot of young women, and I'm like, they were so amazing and so talented, and they were the one who typically would not be seen and not be heard. And I think when you look at our landscape, our media landscape, whether independent or um, mainstream, there is a lack of representation. And so I always wanted young people and young women in particular to be the expert to be on camera and talk about what they know and share their stories and share what they're passionate about. And typically they don't, right? They'll do all the work. They are the best students. They're the one organizing and volunteering and leading and in this club, that club. And when it comes to giving credit and attention and being celebrated, it's usually not a young woman of
Yes.
any background, but I know they're doing so many amazing things and they don't get to be in the spotlight. And people don't know how to bring that out without saying, pushing them like uncomfortably to be the center of
Ah.
attention. They don't want to be the center of attention, but there's a way to do that.
So to go back for what it was for you, is you got pulled out of your shell and pulled into the spotlight because someone asked you to talk about something that you love, and it was
Yes.
books. And you're
Yes.
like, oh, I could do that. Like, yeah, I'm talking about books, like
Yeah.
easy.
Yeah.
Similar thing happened to me. I used to hate public speaking, would choke all the time when it was time for, like even virtually. I was doing a virtual talk before COVID, and my boss asked me to do a thing, and I present well typically, but on this thing, I knew it was a big stakes event.
Ah. Yeah.
Oh, I completely, and I was like,
Like, oh
let's
no.
call somebody in to speak for me. And ever since then, I was like, I have stage fright. I can't public speak. But then I decided I wanted to do cooking classes
Ah.
and teach cooking. And then I was like, well, how am I going to do this? Because they want me to like show up in front of people. And I was like, I told myself, I said, you're just talking about food. It's okay. We're just talking about food.
Yeah.
It's easy. And so now, as long as I'm talking about food, as long as I have food in front of me,
But you're good to go. Oh yeah. No, it's I think the books are great. Like the thing for me, it's usually maybe it's a cause, it could be an issue, and I forget the camera. And what I've done even when I was younger, I always go in front of the camera with the person next to me.
mm,
If we do it together, you forget. And then we just talk, and you forget the camera is running. And sometimes people forget like it's happening, but because they're not thinking and nobody's saying, look here, look there, they don't have to do all this angle stuff. They just naturally just speak to me and I'm like, focus on all conversation
yeah.
versus everything else that's going on around. And one of the reasons you mentioned it earlier with the low tech, no tech, like I come from a background of doing live TV. And I mentioned to you, even at probably like 1920, being trained to actually go and cover one of the national conventions as a like literally graduated high school. I'm like, oh my God, you're gonna be on the floor as a youth reporter interviewing all these adults, mostly, maybe some young people, and live every night next to like a regular reporter, right? And so you have to kind of know what you're gonna say. But I always feel better where it's for a few minutes and I know it's gonna be over. It's not like it's a long hour of just like talking and there's a bunch of people. So there's a millions of people staring at you on the screen, but you have to forget the people and really focus on what am I here for, right? I want to share those stories about young people and the things that are going on around and who do I want to highlight. And it's not about me, even if you're seeing me. So I find that if I'm next to whoever, regardless of their age, whether they are teenagers or in their
Mm,
70s or older, if we just simply talking and I'm asking questions, it's less stressful. And so you become less about look here, sound a certain way, be they can just be themselves and answer the questions. And then when they see the final thing, like, oh, we talked this long. It was I talk about all of this
right.
stuff. And so live is easier because you're not thinking as much and it's more natural and it feels more, what do you call it? Like we're just
Organic.
connecting, right? You're just chatting
Yeah.
away and you forget about the technology versus like if you're talking by yourself, if you're thinking of all those things. And so I always start where the person is. That's why
Uh,
it's low tech, no tech, whatever tools you have or don't have, we're gonna use whatever you have. If your phone is all you got, if your laptop is all you got, if it's something else, hopefully it's not just a notebook. At the time, if you just have a recorder, we'll just do your voice. But the idea of you are worthy of being seen, of being heard,
that part.
of sharing
That
your story. It's again, people don't think that they're worthy. Like just like I was saying, I'm not interesting. Nobody want to hear my boring life. And so if you remove all those thoughts, as you know, those negative self-talk that we have, and it's just like, how what are they gonna say? What do I look like? And again, especially women, it's like, what do I look like? They're gonna judge me. They're looking at all the things. I'm like, nobody, yes, people may have comments, but what you have to say, your message, how you serving the world and the impact you want to make, like
that.
focus on purpose and message versus like all the fluff
The
stuff,
trappings.
all the stuff that's not even that important. all
None of
the
that.
things.
And
Yeah.
we focus on things so much more than other people focus on them. And I know how hiding um showed up for me. Like I might be, I don't know yet. Sorry, friends. I told my girlfriends that I'd be going to our 30th college reunion this month.
Oh,
It's at the end of the month.
30?
I'm not
How many?
30 years. 30 years. Yeah. And I was thinking when I posted this that we're doing this, stop hiding, start shining, and how people hide from social media and all the things. I dare anybody from my college days to find a picture of me with them. There's probably five. In all, literally in all 4 years that I was at Hampton University, there might be five pictures in the world that exist of
Oh
me
my God. What do you do? You just
because
ran
I
when they're
would
taking pictures? I'm not here.
honey,
Yeah.
I'm not in it. I'm not here, just hiding. From
Wow.
high school, the same thing. And so I've always just not wanted to be visible. This idea of like perfection. It's got to be like the perfect way. That da, 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 and I'm so glad I finally just let that go. It's
Let
whatever.
it go. I still hear it right now. I mean, there are so many people that I see as example, right? And so for every industry you can think of, typically it's truly men are the experts and people are afraid to say what is, right? And so any whether it's entertainment, whether it's serious, whether it's whatever it is, when we think of who get to be seen and heard and
Mm,
seen as an expert, even when it's things that we like women naturally, some women naturally do, like
mm,
not me because I'll burn it down, like you with the
cooking.
cooking, like whether you're talking to a chef, whether you're talking
Mm,
to someone who is, let's say, a florist, a designer, a doctor,
yeah.
someone a leader in the community, it is always, it's rarely, unless somebody really make an effort. And I do see some hosts and producers share those things. It's still
Yeah.
rare for you to see it, even at the local level, right? Where when you turn on your TV or you turn on podcasts, like what are the voices that are the most prominent?
Mm.
Now, it doesn't mean that they are the highest quality. They may be the
Right.
loudest, the most
A lot of
advertised, the
just
most
see,
marketed,
they just don't care.
right?
They don't care that
So
they're qualified. They
they
don't
just and
care
then
that.
people come as they are. Like I've seen people where it's like they're very the academic. Like this is
Yeah,
the person who just they're talking about serious stuff. And
yeah.
they're not gonna go it's like, oh my God, I need like to do something with my face. I gotta change my hair. I mean, you see men who are like, they call them what, silver, whatever, and they're still
Silver
worthy
fox.
of being seen at whatever age that they are. It's like, oh no, we know you an expert. It doesn't matter if you have wrinkles on your face, nobody cares because you're still the authority.
This reminds me of, and I don't remember the statistic, and also the statistic has changed since the last time I looked for sure. And but what I'm referring to is when you look at the number, men basically apply for more jobs that they are underqualified for
Mm-hmm.
than women ever do.
Right.
And it's like a man will see a job, be like, yeah, I could do that. A woman will be like, oh no, I gotta get this degree and that degree and do this
But
and,
I'm gonna go back.
and
Yeah,
then I'll apply.
exactly.
The
Years
man
later.
rarely
Yeah.
thinks
And
that.
that job is obsolete by the time you return.
Hello.
Or the
Yeah.
fact that you've done the thing, but you may not have a piece of paper. And so there's so many people where
But we
I
have the
right
experience.
and share what that is. And especially in this day and age, with most people I tell them, as you can see, I don't know if you're into like those design shows and so forth, even if you're a carpenter, even
Yeah.
if you're like in the trades or someone who does something that's not supposedly entertaining or glamorous. We think it's only
Mm.
glamorous people who get to be on camera. You have to be an entertainer, for example, and we know so many people again doing amazing things around the
Yeah.
world,
Period.
the world,
Period.
and they don't want to share their message. And so a lot of the people, them, whether they are creative entrepreneurs, those who are working in the community, behind the scene, in front of the scene, or all of it, and taking care of everybody and making sure
Mhm.
everybody's taken care of. Those are the people typically you're not gonna be, I call those almost like invisible. They do the invisible labor,
Mm.
the invisible like caring, all the things that we know are the glue to any industry, any institutions, any community, wherever you go in the world. And those people are like, no, it's them. And no one else is thinking like, I need to put those people in the spotlight. They have to be celebrated. And but also you need to put yourself in the spotlight. Don't
You
wait
need to
for
put yourself in the spotlight. And it helps when you have somebody to work with you to bring you into the spotlight
Mm,
when you were resisting it. So
yeah.
that's why I'm so thankful that you do what you do. I wish I'd met you years ago, for
But
sure.
you're good now. Now you're
And
like,
we're
huh,
good. We're good. Exactly.
you're
We're
doing
good.
it, which is great.
And what I want to know is who is your ideal client, or who are the people who you like to work with? Who do you work with? Who are your people?
I mean, truly just what we've been describing. It's the person who doesn't want to.
Mhm.
It's just like, I
So then,
don't
how do you get that person who doesn't want to?
want to do
'Cause
it.
some of them are on this call.
Oh, I know, I know. I mean, most
What do you
when
say?
we
This is really hard.
when they have something eventually where it's just whether it's a message,
Mhm.
whether it's again recently I find myself working a lot with creatives who are entrepreneurs, artists, the authors. There are a lot of authors. That's what kind of like spear this whole thing, launch this whole thing in motion because authors are not great promoters. They
Oh,
write the book and they think it's done.
let's go.
And what
Easy.
happened with all the people that we know are worthy or qualified, more than qualified to be on camera and share their stories, whatever they're doing become a secret. They are a
Yeah.
secret. They are a mystery. What they have to offer, whether it's their services, whether it's their products, whether it's their message, whether it's whatever it is that they are doing, it is
Mm.
a secret now. And so if
Mm.
nobody knows, no one is buying anything, no one is interested, no one is leaning in, no one is saying, tell me more, no one is sharing what you just shared with somebody else, even if they're not the ideal person. And so I purposely chose the people, like we said, who are low tech, no tech, where
Mm.
now there's such fear of technology because they think the problem is the camera.
Yeah.
I think the reason is because I don't know how to use the phone. I don't know how to turn on this thing. I don't know how to work on Zoom. I don't know. And then it's
Mhm.
like they add AI to them. I'm like, AI has nothing to do with showing up. Don't blame AI on this. Before it was just like, and then all the reasons, right? I'm not ready. Just like you give the example, I've heard so many people who literally, I need more time because
Mm.
oh, my space. So you probably don't know this. I start very in your space as well. In terms of where you are is also the thing. What you have, where you are, whatever tools you have access to, literally whatever you have is where we start.
Because
And
you're in Boston, right? So there's also that. So you work
I'm
with
in
folks.
Boston, but also most people were recording in their
Right,
home. And so most of the
right.
time before we even start
Virtually. So you have
virtually,
it on Zoom, exactly. So you can see
but
the
I need to see your space. And so a lot
right,
of people, so sometimes I see a lot of things that should not be seen on camera.
right,
Should
right.
not. On the other hand, I don't want you to use the excuse. Like I remember someone who did similar work to you, and we were like, I'm always like, let me show people where you at. It
Mhm.
doesn't have to be fancy. And the person was just like, oh no, my kitchen is gonna be renovated. And they wanted to do all this stuff that has to do with,
Mhm.
what you're doing, sharing with people and this and that. And they were like, my kitchen is horrible. I don't want to be on. People are gonna see my I'm like, so there are people who want to learn how to be healthy. You the person who
Mm.
can help them do
Mm.
that. And you thinking they're looking at your kitchen versus what you want to share with them and help them get healthy.
Hello. Hello.
We miss the
What really
whole,
matters.
whole
Yeah,
point,
that's the whole
right?
point.
And I would be more impressed if you cooking just in your regular kitchen with whatever
Yes.
your cabinet, your sink, your
Yeah.
stove looks like as a regular person who just enjoy cooking
Yeah.
versus some designer kitchen that I know for a fact you barely boil water on that stove. But you want me to look at it and be like, I'm gonna cook all that stuff.
Right.
Especially someone like me who's like, I don't care about cooking anyway. I'm not making nothing you're making. But now you added the kitchen as another barrier where I'm like, well,
Oh,
I have a
yeah.
space.
I had to have a kitchen like yours in order to
Yeah,
do what you're
to
doing.
be able to
So
do the thing.
that's not for me.
And then it's also
Exactly.
like, I need a studio. I need to be in a studio. Or I need a mic. I need a fancy camera. I need to get like one of those cameras that's like
We
very
we we create the
professional.
barriers,
And
is what
you
you're
like
saying.
all the gadgets, all the things, and then that's why technology become a thing where I'm just like, you have a phone that you literally hug every night all day long. It's literally your bestie. And that
Weak.
phone is more powerful than any camera. Like I remember when I was doing this, I had a camera guy. There was like a producer in front of me. Somebody had to frame you. There was all kind of people that has to do the thing, and I get to just be the talent. Now,
Mm.
guess what? We are the talent, but you also get to show yourself how you want to be seen on
Okay.
camera, wherever you are, whatever age. And so the house does not have to be designed prior
Yeah.
to us recording
And
it.
in fact, you made a really great point that sometimes having something perfectly coiffed, like a hairstyle, perfectly coiffed.
Yes.
Perfectly styled, perfectly done, can be a barrier for others because they think,
Right.
oh, well, I have to have it looking like that before I can participate, before I can learn, before I can
Mhm.
do what they're doing, versus, no, I'm just like you. And in fact, the way I teach my cooking classes is that because I'm not a professionally trained chef and I
Mm.
teach plant positive cooking, and I always open it up with, I'm a home cook just like you. Like,
Mhm.
don't start to think, oh, Karen knows all these techniques. No.
Oh no, I think that's why I used to love Rachel when she was on the air,
Rachel
or
Ray?
anyone who just like cook and they don't
Yeah.
call themselves chef or whatever it is. And again, that's another industry where we're seeing more men on camera cooking and opening restaurants and doing all the things. And I love how she was just like, well, I just know how to cook, or somebody taught her how to cook, and she's able to share what she knows, which is what a lot of people don't do. There was no schooling. You grew up and you do know what you're doing. Like
Yeah.
you do know, and give yourself credit for saying like, I have the skill, or I taught myself how to do it by
Hey.
probably like me burning things, and then eventually like, okay, it looks like this one made it through. And I would prefer that versus, oh, that's a normal person. Oh my God, her pots are not like dinged and everything. It's not like she just bought brand new pots, like she never used them before. And so
She's
that's
a
what people,
real
and then
person.
to your space, for example, with some people, they'll tell you, if we have a few people willing to share testimonies, where it's like, whatever your space is, we can design it. I do a little bit before and after in terms of like where we are
Yeah.
or where they are, right?
Two of your people are actually here. Can we talk to them and
Two other
find?
people, sure,
Yeah,
bring
we've got
them
Evelt and Dr. Renee. Come on,
on.
camera, you guys,
Shy, bring them.
on
Well,
off
Dr.
mic and
Bring
just
Dr. Marie on, the other Dr. Marie, bring her on.
yeah. The other doc. There's no
She
other.
might be less shy than you are. That she is. She might be less shy.
Show me. Do I
Bring
just put
her
this into gallery
on.
view? Help
There
me.
she
Yeah,
is. She's on the move.
is
Yeah.
talk to us, darling. Hi, Dr.
Um,
Renee. Dr. Renee and Evelt are also part of the Beautifully Fed Collective, and they come on to Zoom and Bloom. And Dr. Renee, I know that you are part of you're and one of the co-authors or
yes,
co-authors.
I am.
And I believe I heard you say that you've been working with Dr. Marie to get the word out about your book.
Absolutely. She's fantabulous.
Fantabulous, she says.
Yes.
Tell us more for the folks who don't know. And
Oh,
what made you reach out to her? Like, how did that happen?
as members of Destiny by Design, she
Another
was
group.
helpful. And
Yeah.
I had her as one of my team members. So we've
Okay.
been hanging out ever since.
Mhm.
Mm.
So what have you done before and after? Like sometimes I say before this or after. Before your other twin happened, like what was life like in terms of being? Did you want to be on camera to talk?
That.
See there, you already laughing. 'Cause you know I did not. See, telling the truth, shame the devil. There we
Oh,
go.
you didn't want to be on.
No, no. And then I'll tell everybody that's not familiar with how Dr. Marie operates. On Facebook, I had, got all these banners and things after she did a video for me. It said, the most posts ever. Yay.
The
So,
best.
I
yeah,
love it.
yeah. So she gets it done.
And then you
That's
have your little spot, right? Now you have a place where whenever the camera is on, she has a home studio. I call those. These are the home studio. It's very neat. We have I don't know what to call it, but it's like when you
nope.
on, you on. She's ready to be on. And
Is,
so
is that where your armchair is? And you got like
Yes,
a plant right next to it?
well, the plan is over there, but if I were on camera, I
yeah.
guess Dr. Marie said, excuse me, move this over here.
Exactly. Yep. I've seen you in the studio, so to speak, on Zoom
Yes.
and Bloom. And I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I like this setup. So
Yes.
Dr. Marie helped you set that up. I love that. Amazing.
thank you.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Exhausted. So I don't know if the shyness is still there.
Yeah, how do you feel in terms of like showing up on camera now as a result of coaching with Dr. Marie versus before? What are your thoughts about it?
Oh, of course I feel better. I even did one on my own. I turned my camera sideways, following directions and stuff.
Confidence is what I'm hearing. You're
Yes,
confident about it. Look at that. That's all
There
yes.
we need.
you
That's all that was.
go solo now, and Dr. Renee is she's out there every day, very active, and so she's walking for all of us every
Yeah.
single day. And so
I get
it's
my
nice,
12,000 steps.
yeah, to
Why
see her
can't
on
Dr.
her walk.
Marie get hers if it
Yeah.
works that way?
we'll do it together. We walk and talk. That's what we're doing. She can do all the walking and I'll do the talking while she's walking for both
Have
of
you
us.
guys started that?
Put
Sort of-
one foot in front of the other.
And do
Yeah.
it. And so, but it's a great way to do what you say you're gonna do every single day. And so being on camera, I cannot just talk about being on camera. I can
Love it.
send something and say, hey, read about this, but you have to be on. And so even the
Yeah.
interviews that we did, I don't even think, did you think you were doing an interview? Or when you saw the video, what do you think was happening?
I was just terribly shocked. We're just having a conversation, and before you know it, uh, check this out. What?
Because was it one of
So,
those spontaneous interviews you did with you?
mm,
You tell you she's
well,
like,
I thought we were setting up and practicing. So she picked out the earrings to go with the outfit that I had to go on, and she told me about moving this and moving that. And before I know it, I get a video.
the sneak attack. You got
Yeah,
a sneak attack.
yeah. So it was not. It helped me get less stressed because it's basically a conversation, but I'm talking to a machine.
Just talking.
By
Mm,
yourself.
Let's
by
see if we
myself.
have any questions from the audience. Thank you so much, Renee, for sharing.
My pleasure.
That's amazing. Folks, we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts about hiding versus showing up on camera, showing up for yourself, telling your story? What's coming up for you as you're listening to this conversation? Speaking of conversations, you can come off mute and talk to us or type it into the chat. Don't make me pick on you. I can do that.
So what's next, Dr. Rainey? Now that you're like, I'm gonna do more stuff. Are you gonna start recording every day, every week?
I'm going to continue to follow Dr. Marie's advice.
Good answer. Do
That's
whatever.
all I know to do.
What would you say to other people? Because Karen asked this earlier about people that are hiding, that don't want to be on. So
Yeah.
as someone who didn't want to, and now you are, what would you say to those who are like, you know what, I don't think so. Let me wait until next year. Okay. Let me get ready to be on.
That question, as well as what was it that kept you hiding in the first place? What was it that you were telling yourself that made you back up instead of show up, you know?
Well, I know with the chapter that we wrote, you can overcome anything when you refuse to give up. And mine being from pain to purpose, I'm getting closer and closer to my purpose, so I shouldn't be hiding anymore.
Mm. Mm. I love it. Particularly when your purpose is to help others find their purpose,
Yep.
right? Wow.
Bingo.
Bingo. Thank you, darling.
You're welcome, sweetums.
Aretha, thanks for being here. Are you able to come off mute and share what brought you here today? And what's coming up for you?
We may have some shy people here, so
Right,
this
oh,
might be
this is the
shy
conversation
people
we're
on
in.
here.
This is the conversation. But I've met Aretha. I know she's not shy. She could talk.
Let's do the voice.
Honey. And Allison, what about you?
Oh,
Might not be in a place where she can.
Allison might be shy. But Allison, I feel like, is a social butterfly because she's out and about. She went out networking recently and meeting people.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So guilty. I'm just giving people a chance to talk.
You
It's-
talk. You be the
Yeah,
people.
we called on
You know I get on Zoom and Bloom and talk your ears off.
Yes. Another one of our community members. Welcome, Allison. Are you so Aretha told us in the chat that she's driving. That's why she can't talk right now. We got it, Aretha. Thank you for being here. Thanks for listening in. Allison, what do you want to share? What comes up for you when you listen to this conversation?
So I don't know, because I'm multitasking here.
Oh.
My biggest thing is I feel like I have to go back to public speaking because I have to talk about the mindset around the work I do. And without getting that mindset in a good place, people talk about mindset, feeling good, releasing. I have to talk about my journey, you know, Let me see, in 2020, I found out I came from a domestic violence household. How did I find that out? Because I was working in a domestic violence agency. Had no idea. I just thought, that was norm,
Oh, wow.
right?
Mm,
So that. And then within the last year, I have unearthed roots of why I have certain mindsets,
mm,
why I have certain self beliefs. And I've been changing it. Now I've identified it's not true. It was
mm,
just a label.
mhm,
So removing the label and as being a faith-based person, um, strengthening my faith, really trusting as I should versus saying I trust or telling myself I trust. So
yeah.
now I have so that has opened up my voice in a different way.
I
I
love that.
have spoken in two events where normally I would have sat there and you know, I was totally embarrassed because I had the ugly cry and everything.
Mm.
Mhm.
Up, you know, and I realized I had to. It
Mm,
wasn't about me
that part. Like what
because
Dr. Renee was saying. Yeah.
yes, the two times I did it, it was like individuals already had a connection to me before because I was talking to them. But after they were like, you're so brave to, talk about that topic, because it's just my fears I spoke about.
Yeah. And what happened as a result once you actually like said what there was to
I
say?
have built amazing relationships because of it. You know,
It's
the
our
first time it
vulnerability
happened,
we're afraid
I
of.
didn't do it as an intent to gain a client, and I did.
Mm.
Mm.
Look at
And
that.
Yeah. The
right,
first,
the second time, my goal was to build relationships, and it's amazing how the individuals showed up. I truly believe I've started relationships because
Mm,
of it. And Zoom and Bloom, I tell you all the time, I'm always giving you accolades in regards to Zoom and Bloom as to even though I'm not on camera, I'm actually or in the
almost.
room out
Yeah.
there being accountable because I know you ladies are in that room working hard. So
Mm,
I am holding myself accountable to show up even though I can't physically be in the space.
I love it.
yeah.
Or
I think the
physically present.
story, right, is the key thing. And each person has a
Thank
reason
you.
why not, right? So there are some was like, I'm too old, I'm too young. And I had the spectrum, right? When I
Mm,
was younger, we were too young. Nobody wanted to listen to a young person. We got nothing to say. We too young. Then you become too old, but then you're like, there's a shame that comes with it. And then we practice this silence, even though it's pain, as Dr.
mm,
Renee's talking about. Like we
mm,
hold a lot of pain in as women of color and people of color, where it's like a lot of that stuff, there's a lot of dis-ease. And even though you know certain things, that we witness certain things, even if it doesn't happen directly to us, we're like, I can't say anything. And
mm,
culturally, sometimes you cannot put your dirty laundry out there, even if you know what you saw and experienced. And we're holding it in and we're holding each other's secrets, even though you know what happened. But then
mm,
by speaking, and I think all of you, whether it's through the chapter, whether it's speaking in public, whether it's sharing it with another person, you literally and powerfully giving permission to another person, and it could be a man or woman,
mhm,
to share their stories.
mm.
Literally,
Yes.
for the first time ever, they're
Wow.
letting it out. Ever. Because
Because you.
you spoke,
Because you
because
so.
you used your voice and you were vulnerable and you
Yeah.
did the cry and you be emotional and you were human, and they're like, oh my god, look at her, and she did the thing, and now you know what, I'm done holding this stuff in. It's time to
Wow.
just say something. Just say it, whatever,
Wow.
however it comes out,
Wow.
let it out.
I want to share something because I know you, Dr. Marie, particularly will appreciate this because you're a poet. That's one of the other things that she does, y'all, that she didn't mention. She's a poet. And so this is one of my favorite quotes of all time. You guys are probably familiar with it, and it's so relevant right now. And it says, hold on. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us.
Mhm.
We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world.
Mm,
There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel secure around you.
mm,
We feel we are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
mhm.
Marianne Williamson.
Yes.
I love, love, love that quote. And that's it. Like you experienced it, Allison. When you shared your story, other people were like, oh my, me too. Me too. Me too. And I needed you to say that so that I could say this.
Hello.
And yeah, and meanwhile we're hiding, we're not showing, and we're powerful. We get to be powerful.
Mhm.
We get to
But
show.
sometimes we forget because many of us,
Sometimes we what?
sometimes we forget, or sometimes we were never
Yeah.
told, or we were never encouraged. And again, I'm sure there are a lot of little girls who are like, we are discouraged from talking. You talk
Yeah. Yeah.
and don't talk until we talk to you. And so you learn to sort of like, again, just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
And what goes on in this house
It
stays
resonates
in
with
this house.
Aretha. I see the arms up, Aretha. Thank you for
The
that. Yeah, the powerful.
whatever happens in that house stays in that house. Whatever happened in our relationship, stay in the relationship. People witnessing things, it's none of my business. I don't see what I'm seeing. I don't hear what I'm hearing. It's none of my business. And
Mm,
secrets are all kept.
mm. Dr. Renee, I was speaking over you. I'm sorry. What did you share? I missed it.
Oh, Dr. Marie said it basically. I said the saying, what goes on in this house stays in this house. And that's how a lot of secrets are kept.
Yeah, that that part. And Allison wrote something. What did you just write, Allison?
COVID brought my awareness that
Imperfections are the norm? Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Yeah, we're all flawed.
Be-
yeah, we can read Taiwanese, Allison.
That's beautiful. We are all
All those
flawed.
Taiwanese.
What did you say?
We read Taiwanese when we make typo. I'm like, I
The
was like,
message, the message gets across. That's what counts. It's fine.
yeah, we know what you mean. Again, whether you say it or not, we're like, I know what she's saying. I know what she's saying. And COVID, sometimes people say COVID was like the reason for certain things. And I'm like, no, these are pre-existing conditions, just like a lot of the health stuff we're dealing with. It was there before. And I think COVID either exposed or
Yeah,
literally made it worse. It just exacerbated whatever was already
exactly.
there.
Need anything new, for sure. For sure. But one thing it did create for me, Newly, was our understanding of how much we need community when we're
Mm,
forced into isolation
mhm.
and how we can create community even in these virtual spaces, how
Yeah.
powerful this is. So I'm thankful that COVID did that for us.
Mhm.
Evelt, the man in the room, thank you for bringing the testosterone. You know I like testosterone. Come on camera if you can. Let us hear from you. You're also a client of Dr. Marie's. What do you want the world to know?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
How you all doing?
Good. Are you back in Philly?
I have been back since Saturday.
Oh man, missed you. Yes, been
We, I miss you all too.
I know.
Oh,
So talk to us. What is it like to work with Dr. Marie?
Breath of fresh air.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's patient and knowledgeable and really make it like fun to
Mm,
learn, and your ability to capture ahead of time and to see uh, actually to see ahead of time what is needed,
mm,
and help me prepare for what is ahead. And it's one thing to work with people, but it's one thing to really have that alignment, that person to understand your thought process and really help you um, really follow through with what is needed. To me, that is the most important part of anyone when you work with, because sometimes as coaches, when you work with a coach that really understand the coachee and the
mhm.
coachee, and as the quote says, whenever the students are ready, the master will show, and
Yes.
also when the master is ready, the students will show.
Mm,
So it's vice versa. And to find someone who can work with you, who understand where you want to go, is
mm,
very it's critical, because not everybody is coachable, and sometimes the reason people are not coachable is because the coach not trying to tell you what to do, but it's really is just give you a blueprint. It's a you look based
mm.
on where you say you want to go. That blueprint is created for you, but
Right.
it cannot be created without you letting the coach know where you want to be.
And so if you don't know, then
Right,
it doesn't matter
right.
what the blueprint says, 'cause you ain't gonna get
E-
there.
Exactly, because as someone who involved in the school system, what my experience with working with in leadership and working with different leaders in different environment shows in our schools, we want one size fit all
Mm,
with the children, and it
yeah,
doesn't work that way. So what works well when we can understand that particular kid and the way he or she can learn. They don't all learn the same way. So it goes the same for coaches. A
yeah,
coach has to look at the coachee, say, okay, it's already discovered, detect based on the interaction and um how the coachee wants to learn.
yeah.
And then the coach really draw kind of design or blueprint the itinerary where the coachee can follow,
Got
and
it.
that's
But
important of her, and she's capable of doing that, and it's really mind-boggling. Yes.
I love it. What I want to know from you is, A, as a man, we were talking earlier about how men tend to be more inclined to show up on camera and say whatever there is to say, without thinking that they need a coach or need any support in how to do it, like they just know to do it. What was it that made you reach out to Dr. Marie in the first place?
Well, I think speaking on camera,
Mhm.
it's like we just go is first of all is really know the subject matter,
Mm,
and that is the most important. If you
right.
know what is it you want to talk about, you want to say, especially speaking from the heart, it's easier for you
Right.
to do it.
But, right, but you were talking about your book, right? So you know your book. So what made so what made you say, you know what? Let me reach out to this coach. I know my book, but like why the coach? Why Dr.
Well,
Murray?
well, why is because here's the thing. I don't know if you're familiar. A lot of people don't watch sports, but I use sports as an analogy.
Okay.
In the Michael Jordan era, to me, because when I used to watch
Michael
him
Jordan.
play, yeah,
Yeah.
he's one of the best that ever
Hmm.
played that game, and not only for his talent, but he's a leader.
Mm,
Okay, in the field of basketball,
mm,
and when he was playing prior to Phil Jackson in Chicago,
mm,
he was as talented as he was prior to playing for the Bulls with Phil Jackson in Chicago.
mm,
He wasn't anymore. But what happened is they couldn't win any championship.
mm,
And because no coaches has yet to discover the reason or how to properly coach him for them to win a championship.
Mm.
So with Phil Jackson, when he came in, he observed and watched him play. What Phil Jackson discovered, he discovered that Michael, he had the ball. He can do all these things, shoot a 3-point, score, but he was not passing the ball to his teammates as often or when the occasion presented for him to do so. So
Mm.
as a result, he was the only one who was scoring, and his teammate was not able to do so. And Phil Jackson said, "Look, Michael, I see what you're doing. I know how good you are. You are very good, but you have to learn how to pass the ball and do assists,
Mm.
meaning, pass the ball to your teammate when they are in position to
Mm.
score." And
Mm.
from that point on, Michael Jordan becoming invincible in the basketball game to the point he won 6
Wow.
championships with the Bulls. And
Wow. So
and
it took
and,
the
and
coach to see that.
exactly. So
Mm.
did Phil Jackson make Michael more talented?
Mm,
No.
no,
He just
no.
find the
He saw
technique.
something.
Exactly. And
Saw
there's
something that
another
was
one.
missing.
So to see how important the coach is, like some people say, "Oh, why you not the coach? You tell me what to." No,
Okay,
that's
okay,
not
okay.
how.
Okay, no,
No.
no, this is great. So what did Dr. Marie see what was missing in you that made the difference for your performance?
Well, what made the difference for my performance? It's again is that alignment, right?
Okay.
Is that alignment? Is the thought process to see where? Okay, to understand how I flow, to
Mm-hmm.
understand where I'm on the zone, and she will tell you if I'm sit down, I would probably perform less. But
Mm.
when you put me in front of the stage, I stand up, you give me the microphone. This is when the juice, this is when the spice really come in
Mm.
and marinate it. And at that point, I'm like a man possessed. So
Oh
because
wow.
standing in front of the crowd energized me to a great deal
Oh
when
wow.
I'm speaking. So
Okay.
so to a point, if I'm on the stage speaking, it take away all my fear, all my accent. You're not going to say, okay, that where that man is from, because at that point I'm on the zone. I'm just flowing. So
I
this is
love
what
it.
the coach can understand about the coaching.
Ah.
So the other one for you, to give you another example, is Coach John Wooden about UCLA. He won more college
No,
basketball than any
no,
coaches.
you're not gonna get me with any more sports analogies. I
I
got
know.
you. You no, no more.
I know,
So
but
now,
it.
no, give me the example from Dr. Marie's perspective. What is
Well,
it that she saw
well,
in addition to,
from
yeah,
her
go.
perspective, here's this one here
Okay.
that may help you understand why, based on Dr. Renee's testimony, also she said,
Yeah,
"I'm gonna follow her advice."
right.
Same here too. So there are people you coach with; they probably coach you generally, but what she does, she look for the things that make me me.
Mm, mm.
Okay, that
Give me an
make me me.
example. What makes
Well,
you
I gave you one. I said, you know what? Anybody, if I sit
perform on
down,
stage? Yeah.
if I sit down anywhere on the audience, and I got the mic, she would say, no, you need to stand,
Ah.
right? She would say, okay, when you wear that color, right, that more like you. Okay, so for instance, she might say, okay, when you're going, you might want to wear a tie, but no, you're not going to look that impressive, that good with a tie. So you wear no tie. So those are specific. If you ask me, I'm
Wow.
telling you,
I
this is from a
like
coach
it.
perspective. As much as you hate and spot analogy, but let me tell you something. One, if you allow me, because to show you what she does as a coach. Because
Fine.
when we look at other coaches,
One more.
John Wooden,
Hmm.
not only when he watches players play
What
basketball,
John Wooden, what kind of sport are we talking about now? Still
basketball, he was playing for UCLA. So
basketball, college
what he
basketball.
discovered, and this is from coaching perspective, what he discovered
You still there? Now
Yeah,
you
hold
got me on pins and needles.
is
What did
he
he
going to
discover?
shoot? He discovered that the player, hold on, he discovered the player when he's at a particular spot, he always score, and he marked
Ah,
that. So he tells him, okay,
ah,
you all the way, you be there. But when he get there, not only there at that particular point in that spot,
yeah.
so he said, this is where you shoot. And so this is answer the question you are asking me.
Yeah.
So if she's coaching you, believe me, what she's looking for is the thing that make you you, is those qualities, is those little things that you think that's insignificant that really give her the ability to do what she does well. So and me as a coach, I teach by example. It's other for me to help you understand it. I use example, analogy, and so many different things. I know it's annoying, but it's just for you to capture the to answer the question that you asked me.
Yeah,
No,
I
it's
think
very
a lot of people do get the sports piece, but
yeah.
yeah, but it's great to hear. Thank you, Coach Yvel, for sharing that because what people don't realize, for example, if you open, right? So a lot of the time, what happened, most people are either referred. Dr. Renee knows this. So when you have a good experience, so it's not like you're gonna click on something and say, "I want to work with you." So most people come through somebody else, and
Somebody said you need this.
yeah, and I
Talk to
don't
her.
work with just anyone. And so what
Mm,
he's explaining is that a lot of the time when you refer someone, or even before we even do anything together, if they're a platform like Dr. Renee mentioned, I would look at all of her social media.
okay.
I would look at anything she sent me, whether it's a website, and see her in action, whatever it is, learn a little bit behind the scene of who they are. They are a
Mhm.
platform I'm not even on. And I think Coach will also tell you where I will watch the person that you want me to work with and see what are they like. So I don't need, and that's why I said either no tech, wherever you are, whatever you use, whatever tool you're already using, I'm not gonna say, hey, come over here because this platform is the best and it guarantees for you to get whatever it is you're looking for. There are people who already seem to have a base. I call it
Right.
sometimes your playground. They
You start
love
where
that
they end.
particular platform. I may not be on that platform, but I'm gonna have to go on and watch you. So the analogy to the game is perfect, even if you're not a sports person, because I have
Yeah.
to watch these individuals, whether it's
Mhm.
a show that they have, whether it's a podcast they've done, whether it's,
How do they perform?
and then I have to see how they are.
Mhm.
And again, it's not something I'm going to create one size fits all where I have some kind of formula where like, you go try this and it's going to work for you because he worked for Dr. Renee and he worked for this one. You just go and do it. And so each one is different. There's a platform. You don't have to be on everything every day, like doing all the
Mhm.
things. And there are some people who don't want to be on. Again, you want to be on, but you don't now want to become overwhelmed and stressed out because now you just everywhere trying to do everything just to be seen and you're still not getting the results that you're looking for, right? So each
Right.
person is specific. And I have to look at that person, see where they're at, look at their spaces, look at where they want to be. Now, there will be discomfort, but I have to see where is their natural zone, which I think that's
That's
what
what
he
I
did.
love. That's what I love
Right.
about what you shared
Me,
with us. Because earlier, I don't know if you were even on when we were talking earlier about why people shy away from the camera in the first place. And Dr. Marie was sharing that a lot of folks are comparing themselves to others and thinking, oh, well, I don't have that level of, you know, charm or extravagance or whatever it is. Like, I'm not like that person. When in
Mhm.
fact, all that's required is you to be more you.
Yeah.
And so what
Mhm.
you just pointed to is that Dr. Marie was able to show you where you are most you and how you come alive and what that looks like and say you need to do more of this. Like
Yeah, that's
stand
right.
up when you speak, like do this so that more of you comes out. And that's the beautiful thing because so many of us are busy trying to com trying to be like the other or thinking that we have to be like the other in order to show up when all the world needs to see is us. Like
Mhm.
who we are is more than enough. That's the whole point. And you help us show more of who we are and to show it in
Me,
the best possible light ever. Period.
yeah.
That's all that needs to
May
happen.
I, may I add something else? Not a sport analogy. Real
Okay,
quick.
as long as it's not a sports analogy.
No, no, it's not. You got enough for the night. Well, another way. It is for her to help us
Right.
to have a commending presence.
Yeah.
Okay, because when you show up, you might think, "Oh, I wanted to wear this. I love this so much." Well, you might love that dress, you might love that shirt, you might love that jacket, but it doesn't give you what is it you want to show. Okay, so you know that when you listen to the coach, you say, "You know what? I know you loved it, but this bring you out. This give you that commending presence before you even walk up. People want to hear what you got to say." And
Before you
and
say
and
a word.
and to answer the question earlier, why we shine away from the camera? Well, we want to be good to start. But you
Mhm.
know what? My former coach and mentor, Owen Wood, would say, look, in order to be good, you have to start. But you don't have to be good to start. But to be good, you have to start.
Exactly that.
So so we are so self-conscious. We are on our own way. I was, well, not we, I was
Yeah. Same.
on, I was on and in my own way. There's a difference.
Mm.
I've never
Yeah,
heard on your own way before. On your
well, yeah, because sometimes you had stuff on your way that let us around, right, to disturb you, but things that are in your way, they're exactly like a brick wall. They don't want you to go further. So I
right.
was on my way and in my way.
Mm.
So she has the ability to help me
Get
remove that wall and say, look, you got to break through that wall and do not worry about the distractions. Listening to so
mm.
and so is doing better. So and so, you say, no, focus on what you do, because what is important and in positive psychology, I think the father of positive psychology, Dr. Martin Seligman out of UPenn University of Pennsylvania, says this: we all have a signature strength.
Mm.
What that is that thing that you're so good at, it become your signature strength. That thing that when you do, that put you in a zone, you flow like you don't know how tall you are, how fat you are, skinny, whatever. You are in the zone. At that point, you're becoming one with the universe. It's like you're flowing.
I love that.
Yes.
What's your signature strength about?
I'm doing it right now, and you can tell if you don't be careful, I will be on my toes, speaking like a madman. So,
You're standing up, talking
The
to
speaking. No, the speaking, because I think you know what happens sometimes with with people is they mold you into something else. And I think what coach says, I always will show people no matter what happened, even in the discomfort of learning new tech or doing different things, the one thing I will never do is try to change you and
right.
make you into somebody else. Because sometimes people again, oh, make me like this person. I want to be like again, especially women, there are people you admire, right? It's like be like
Yeah.
Oprah, be like Rihanna, be like Beyonce. I'm like, okay, what are you trying to do? Because I don't see, you still you. And
mhm.
that's like you
And
said, it's
they are
enough,
them.
right?
And they do
Let
that
them be
very well.
them. That's already taken. You
No
Right.
know,
limitation.
Hmm.
It was
right?
not.
Right. Because Martin Luther King says everybody not going to be famous, cannot be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is a byproduct of your service. It's a byproduct of your gift. When you serve your gift,
Mm.
this is when you become great.
I love
And he said, if you are a sweeper, you sweep in the street, be the best sweeper. He said, if you're a shoe shiner, you be the best effing shoe shiner you can ever be. And this is where your greatness is gonna emerge from.
yeah.
And Karen, the voice, there is something that you can do. That
Mm.
is your signature strength. I don't know if that has found or you find that you know it, not knowing it, it's irrelevant. But there is something in you, probably one or two, that
Mm.
when you do it, that only you can deliver it the way you do.
Mm.
And this is what we focus on, regardless. While
Yeah.
we're working on a job, we have to work on our work,
Mm.
because there's a difference between the job
And the work.
and the work. The
True.
job is what you are trained to do to pay the bills.
Mm.
But your work is come through your gift, to your purpose. Your
Yeah.
work is what you are called to
To do.
do.
Mm.
And from your work, nobody can dare fire you, because if you work on that job, they fire you. You can fire from the job and replace you. But if you doing your work,
Mm.
they tell you you cannot do it here, but even though you go to China, wherever you go, you can
Yeah.
still do the work, because the
Because you
work
can
comes
take
from
yourself,
within. That's
yep, you
right.
take yourself wherever you go, and the work
Hmm.
comes from
Yep.
within, like you said. I love that. Thank you, Yvette. Amazing.
Yeah,
Dr. Marie, what is your signature strength?
my signature strength, I would say the ability to connect people.
Mm.
Hmm.
And I think people naturally, I would say I'm discovering just naturally magnetic where people just talk to me.
Yeah.
I've discovered people talk to me without asking any questions. It's
Funny.
so it's so interesting.
It's
Strangers
bizarre,
in the
right?
industry, right? And that's the reason even with this work, it's so interesting. Like somebody mentioned it to me where it was just like they've interviewed with me before and they were just like, I have this coming out. Can you just interview me? And she was just like, I'll pay for it. And I'm just like, excuse me. And I think sometimes we don't pay attention to the things that we naturally do. That's
Yeah.
selfless. And just like your favorite song, where you literally float and flow and whatever it is, like you're not even thinking,
Harmony.
right? It
Yep.
happened naturally. And I think a lot of people, especially women, I would say, downplay it or
Yeah.
don't trust it or
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
nobody's
Mhm.
gonna pay me for that. You
It's
agree?
a wow. My goodness. May I?
Please.
This is so important. What Dr. just touched upon. The things that come easy to us is the thing we pay attention to the least because we
Yes.
don't respect that. And guess what?
It's easy.
This is the because it's easy, but this is the very thing that give you your signature strength. That's your signature strength. And on top of that, this is when you are in your element.
In your
And
element.
then, and guess what? You're gonna probably love this one. And being that you know your signature, you're in your element, that's what attract real intimacy. That is the glue.
Ooh.
This
I
is the
wasn't prepared for that
this
part.
is
I
the
thought you were going to say
this
attract
is the
real money.
this is the secret sauce.
Oh, hold on. Say that again. I'm listening.
This is what, because here's the thing. When you are in your element,
Yeah.
this is when sexy appears.
Oh, this might be for you, Karen.
Ooh. Oh, it is.
Okay? Because all you have to do,
Unexpected.
find your signature strength, be in your element.
Mm.
All day
Yeah.
long, wherever you go, this is part of who you are. You're gonna see how attractive
Mm.
you become.
I
Because
believe
it make you vibrate at a
it.
different frequency and you're
Right.
gonna attract what is yours. That's simple. Yeah.
Again, okay. I think you're absolutely right. And again, it's it's why I keep telling Dr. Marie and others, I need more men and testosterone inside of the
Oh,
community.
okay.
Because otherwise, I'm attracted
Well,
to nothing but women.
so now
So
with that
where they
being
at
said,
about
eh,
where they at?
well, where they at, you be in your
Recording campaign.
element, and this is when they're gonna appear
Okay,
from
Zoom
all
is definitely my element.
from all over. Believe me,
All
do
over.
if once you neglect what is truly you, and you kind of like push your luck away
Mm,
Mm.
because you try to be something you are not, it's gonna appear. That's gonna really radiate. But once you are the truly essence, the true essence of who you are, and
yeah.
this is when you becoming genuine.
Mm. I think you're absolutely right. I agree
Yeah.
wholeheartedly.
That's why we're gonna have me, Dr. Renee and I, we have a conversation this Friday. Gonna
Oh.
come and she's gonna share with us some experiences. What is it to really in life, what we can learn for today's society, how we can navigate the terrain of what we call relationship in our life. So it's gonna be really spicy hot conversation. And
Ooh,
in yes,
on
that's
Well, that's
Friday, spicy
good to
and
know.
hot. Bring it, bring it, bring it. Let's
No
go.
cooking required, apparently.
No, no cooking required.
Oh
Ice.
no, not by a long shot. That's not romantic
Not
at
cooking,
all.
nothing.
I am so there. Let's do it. That's Friday at 7 o'clock, right? Or is it
that's
8?
correct.
Friday 7. I will be
All
there
the
for sure.
spices, all the
This
spices.
is
And
so good. You
so,
guys, I
but
love it.
this is the thing we said many times is just, I describe it now as being magnetic. And that's what I was saying, like,
Yeah.
when we were thinking of titles, and I'm like, I want people to be wowed by their own self, right? Where you're like, I'm so shy. And then when people see you and hear you, they do say wow. Like they do like, oh my God. And you were thinking you were not, and you're not this, I'm not that, and all the things you're not.
Yeah.
And they see you, but also they see themselves. And
Eh,
It's so true.
like we
I
just
And, and exactly because what the camera is saying, because you can wear anything.
yeah.
Not you don't think, oh, I don't think I should go out with this. And then you put anything. You're not really, just casual. And you go places, all of a sudden people start noticing you.
Mm,
And you say, well, you go someplace, wait a minute, is it me they see? And guess what? It is the sexy that's coming out. It
When
is
you're in your element,
exactly, you are in your element, and that,
something
you
happens.
know,
Shifts.
yeah, and that's what that is. You
Yeah,
don't really have to really do sophisticated. And sometimes when you look in the hardest, when you try to show up the hardest, this is when nobody pay attention. Believe me.
it's
Huh.
true.
Because
I'm
it's not come from within. It's something
right. You're putting
you
on. You're
exactly, you're
performing.
putting on a show, you're performing, you're putting in a mask, you're
Exactly.
putting, yeah, it's
Exactly.
just distraction. It doesn't
Yeah,
go,
people
yeah.
can see through that when you're
Yeah.
putting on.
Yeah, just be genuine, and then
I
yeah.
believe that is so true.
Mhm.
I was
You
remembering, Dr. Marie, you and I have this in common too, this whole when we're just like being ourselves and talking to people, people will just come up to us and talk to us and like randomly, the weirdest
Oh,
thing. Oh, for instance, I I don't my car is I have no car. Let's leave it at that. I have no car. I'm in between cars. I'm in between cars. And so I'm riding my bike more often. And my bike is like this teal green color with a basket. And so it by itself attracts attention. But then when I'm on it, and I often like match my bike, not on purpose. It's just I like the colors, is how I got the bike. And so I rode to Publix the other day, I think yesterday, and this woman sees me, and it's on the phone having a whole conversation with her friends, like, Tamika, I just saw this woman, like, who's Tamika? She's talking straight to me. There's this woman coming at me, all beautiful on this bike, like a breath of fresh air. Who is this woman? I'm like, what the? Like a whole like, wait. And she made me get off the bike and have a whole conversation with her. I recorded it because it was just too funny.
oh
And I gotta put it out. But these sorts of things happen to me all the time on this bike. So, but to your point about magnetism, I feel like my superpower or my what did you call it, Evelt? Your signature strength?
yeah.
Signature strength is connecting people. And I'm doing it right now through Zoom and Bloom to the point where Dr. Marie, we didn't even think ahead of time about we knew we were going to do this, but we didn't say, "Oh, let's get the people who have worked with you, who we know to come on to share their testimony."
What are the questions you're gonna ask me? I want to know. Tell me in advance. What are you gonna? What is this about?
We didn't do any of that. We don't prep. It's spontaneous. And so I didn't say like we should get the people here to do testimonies, and yet we're here, and both Evelt and Dr. Renee happen to be here too. So this is what happens inside of Zoom and Bloom also all the time. People meet one another for the first time. It's like, oh, wait, you do that? I've been looking for this. And
And it's always spontaneous. You know, somebody in this room, I won't say who, witnessed a magical conversation with me and well, they kind of overheard me and Tanya late
okay.
late at night.
Oh
No
wow.
question, no script, nothing. It was just the two of us. Um, I don't know if it was the mocktail or the drink. What was it? We had like an amazing conversation about
I love it.
culture, about Haiti and this country and that country, and then stuff she's done in the past. And then the app came up, and then music came up, and chef from other part of the world, and books came. And I'm like, where is this going? How are we
I
in this?
know. It's a
In the
show.
middle of the night, we were tired. Remember, we were tired. We're like, oh, I gotta go. I'm
Yeah,
so
I gotta
sleepy. And the next thing, it's just midnight. It's then I'm like, oh my god, it's 1 a.m. And she's
Oh
like,
my
oh
God.
my god, we're still talking in the
After
blue room,
after hours, Zoom and
in the
Bloom.
blue room. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, and then it's
I
like we gotta go, but it's like we're still saying goodbye like 10 times, and we never
Oh my
like
God.
we gotta
I
go.
know
And we
exactly
never
what
go.
night this was. I know
I
exactly what
gotta go. And so, and that's the thing where it's like, because we in there, we interested in each other, and I'm fascinated what she does, but we never had time to actually have a conversation. And
Nice.
so it just started with, I don't even know what led to this law. And I'm just like, I wish we could have recorded it. I'm like, oh
I
my God,
love
the
it.
amount of stuff that came up, it was
There'll be
insane.
more opportunities. You guys will be on again
But I'm
together.
like, we need to do this again,
It's
because it's
in
like,
part because when I left the conversation, we were talking about spirits and the fact that she has, these spirits that she collects because
yeah.
she does this work. And she was saying, I have all these open bottles that I don't even think about hiding until I have this house guest, and now I gotta hide them. And I guess that might have opened up the conversation to
Yeah,
women.
but then it's also like you mentioned, like I say one thing, and the thing she was drinking, it was another thing. And my thing is, I always want to center women because we do all the things in the world and we don't get enough credit. I don't care how much you're like, oh my God, you're amazing, my mother. And when people say stuff like that, it's not enough. And so
Mhm.
I was looking at the drink and I'm like, why is everything Uncle this? And she's like, oh
Wow.
my God, I think I'm creating something, and maybe it's time to recognize the aunties,
Ooh,
the aunt of the world, because it's like uncle this and uncle that and uncle, and I'm like, what?
I love that.
And
I
that
love
led into
that.
a whole situation of like, and you know, everything you say, she has a history. Like I was talking about
Yeah.
cremas and clearance. She know the
It
drinks.
felt, I don't know if you've met Tanya yet, but she's my friend. She is the food griot. So
Mhm.
she is a food historian and knows the history of like all things food and drink.
Oh,
Oh,
And
wow.
is
That's
just an amazing
awesome.
storyteller, so fun to talk to. And she's
Hmm.
oftentimes in our Zoom and Bloom. Not often enough, but she
yeah,
shows.
and I've been waiting for her to come back and to
I
like
know.
we need part two, part three, part four. And I told her these things where she just walk around the street because she has some stuff she may not have done them recently where she was in New York.
Yeah.
And so you know New York, it's like you walk every half block is like a different
Okay.
restaurant. So you can go around the world. It's like I'm gonna eat this food, and there's this Haitian food, there's this Jamaican food, and this one and that one. And it's like literally she would tell you everything as you pointing things out. And
I
she's like,
love it.
I have a video. I talked to these people. Then I'm like, we should do this in multiple cities. I'm like, let's do this in Philly. Let's do it in Florida. Let's do it.
I love it.
Let's start the tour. What we
And you know, she and I, we talked about doing one of the things that we want to bring to Zoom and Bloom, you guys,
mm,
for as a bonus, as a thank you for being founders of the Beautifully Fed Collective. All of you folks who are watching, all these wonderful people are founders of the Beautiful Fed Collective.
yeah.
And as a thank you to you, you all will have access to, wait, I don't have a name yet. You know how much I love names. So, but what it
No.
is a monthly cooking
Yes,
class
yes, yes.
with
Mhm.
me and Tanya. And so we'll be talking about food, the history of food, da, 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 whatever, whatever. And so there'll be that. But now you got me thinking, like, is there a way
I'll
that
be tasting. I'll be tasting.
where we will, but I'm thinking about like how we can incorporate the different places and doing like food tours and things too.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it will come naturally, but I think
Yeah.
planning it in terms of because our people are in different spaces, and I always tell people go where the people are. Like in our group, a lot of people are authors, so that creativity is already
That's,
in us. And
yeah.
so between you, Dr. Renee, Coach has
Well,
been coming out, and I said, let's go where we already are. And food is a great conversation around what you guys are creating. Like talk about
yeah.
your books, bring people together, break bread while we talk about those. So we'll go where members are. Like we don't have to guess. Like Florida seemed to be the hotbed. Everything seemed to be in
Oh,
Florida.
man.
New York, you were in New York. There are
Definitely.
people in Jersey. Dr. Renee is in Virginia. And
Philly is an amazing food hub
and
too.
so we can do like the Northeast and then go to other parts. And do you have an LA? There's an LA person, right, in our group?
Yeah. I got connections in LA. I
Of
live.
LA. And then, the people in the other countries, as you know, like travel is a big part of it. And the
Yeah.
idea of the way she brings in culture and history and how those cultures might be interconnected. And she
Yes.
was even telling me about the Haitian flag, how the flag was supposedly purple. And I'm like, I don't know what history book I
Ooh, I want to
didn't
hear
know.
this
I
story.
did not know the flag was
And purple is associated with royalty and regalness and whatnot. I
yeah.
like
And the
this.
way she tested me, she was like, well, what happened when you mix red and blue? And I'm like, oh my God, that makes sense that red and blue became that and that it was that. But I think there's a little purple. I feel like there's a little touch of purple in the middle if
Yeah.
you look closely.
Oh
I,
wow.
but for her to know that, I'm like, and that would be a fun fact. Like
Yeah.
most of us, no matter how much schooling, even if it's your culture, you're like, girl, I don't know. Nobody
I
told
love
me
it.
all this stuff. So
Mm.
I think it's really fun and to make it like very conversational. And I always tell people, including the coaching, and that's why you forget that you're learning, you're having fun, you
Yeah.
connecting, and you building community and relationships.
Thank you. Amazing. And the one thing I wanted to add that you brought up, Evelt, is that many of us who have this superpower, this signature strength that comes so naturally to us, it's a gift that we take it for granted. Um, for me, the connecting people is that, and connecting people online is
Mhm.
definitely that. And it took our coach, Coach Karen, inside of Destiny by Design, to share with me because she had given me a mandate. She was like, come up with an offer to give to people because you said you wanted to make $1,000. I want you to make $1,000 today. Create an offer, call people, and make your $1,000. The next day, I'm on Destiny by Design. She's like, how much money did you make? I say zero. And she's like, what didn't you do? Like, what happened? Why didn't you make your offer? It's like, I couldn't think of what the offer was going to be. I'm trying to decide between cooking, but I don't really want to cook that much for that long and da da da, da, and blah blah blah. So I couldn't think of an offer. And then she remembered that I had been doing Zoom and Bloom without calling it Zoom and Bloom. And
Okay.
she said, "How many of you guys are on Karen's online co-working thing?" And a bunch of hands went up. And she said, how much is it? And I said, "It's free." And she said, "How many people would pay Karen $25 today to be inside of Zoom and Bloom?" And a bunch of hands went up. She said, "Karen,
Oh,
how many hands? You weren't there that day?"
you got all the money out.
You'd see
Some of the
that's
story.
how
I
that's
like
how
the
this
story.
happened.
Some of the
See, this
story.
happened because somebody else saw the value that
Yeah.
I did not. And she said, "Karen, how many people, how much money is that?" I said, "That's over $500 because it's over
Yeah.
25 people." And
Yeah.
she said, "Karen, go make your money, please. Go call the people and do." And so it was from that conversation that made me go and create Zoo and Blue
Sugar.
and charge people for it. So I
Sugar.
would not have known, to your
It's
point.
already doing it, which is the
But
other thing
that's
too.
it. It was
Well,
natural. It was easy. It didn't occur to me to charge people for
not
it.
inventing something new. It was just like that's what you would do. And you enjoy doing it, and it's already happening, and it's effortless, and you could do it day and night as you it has happening
Just
right now. Just
all day long.
and so why not make that part of
Yeah.
your, money making? And I think
And it
that's
makes
the
me
other
think
conversation.
how many of us are doing that and not even recognizing what we're not tapping into, our natural strength, our natural inclination. Um,
But I
yeah.
think adding that to the mix is important because I think sometimes we're like, it's fun, it's entertaining. And that's the reason, even with Tanya, where she's like, oh my God, I'm thinking of creating something. And I think a lot of the time, especially for creatives, even those who are entrepreneurs who are like, I'm serving the world, there's
That,
discomfort that comes with like, what are you charging? And there are people, whenever I ask that question, they get completely
yes.
uncomfortable. Where I'm
Yes.
just like, so we're gonna do this free labor to the end of time while you working 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs.
Yes.
And the thing you love, I think, Coach said it earlier, the work, which is the thing you live for, you flow in it, and you're like, oh my God, one day, one day, one day. And I'm like, how many people are waiting for the right time, for retirement, for someday, for whatever? I don't know what the sign is gonna be for them to know you can make money. And I tend not to use abundance, prosperity. Those are beautiful, they're probably in my journal in terms of affirmation.
Right.
Money. Like we
Powerful
need
word.
to say money.
Money. Let's make
Okay.
Well, I may add that with the gift, with the signature strength, what need yet to be done. Sometimes, just like Michael Jordan, we know the signature strength, but we need
a
someone,
coach.
a coach or a mentor, to help us structure. Because sometimes we have a good product, but
Mm,
because of a bad packaging,
mm,
because of a bad presentation,
mm,
nobody, the product really cannot market it at
mm,
the way it's supposed to. So having it created this platform for meet and greet, or we can call it whatever, but this is where people meet. We can talk food,
mm.
we can talk so many different things, but to structure it in a way it's going to be attractive, it's going to be attract people. That's another ball game, and this is where a coach or coaches come in.
I love
I
it.
mean, coaches, we know that coaches, because one cannot do it. And again, just like in a relationship, we think we're going to find everything in one person,
Right.
depending on what exactly you want to get done. Like there are other
Whew.
people you may have gone to, right? If somebody come to you, be like, nope, I don't do that. And I tend to do that with, once I know what you do and somebody come to me and say, hey, can you do this? Like if you say the word relationship, I'm like, nope, no, no,
I'm
no,
not the one.
no.
I know
Go
somebody.
like speak with coach. I'm not the one. There may be opinion. Or if
Big,
they're like,
big,
oh, pain and all these different things, I'm like, nope, it's not me. And so knowing each other's lane, but also
Yeah.
knowing how we support each other in terms of their services are available to invest in, right? It is
Yeah.
mhm,
not to simply like, hey, I know you. I mean,
Right. That
go
part.
in with the intention of just like, again, we are businesses. If you walk
mhm,
into any establishment, do you really think you're gonna walk in the coffee shop and be like, guess what? I help people drink their favorite drink. Can I have one? Can I just
mhm.
help me get caffeinated this morning and just give me a cup? No, you would not get one.
You can't, but this is how much it costs. Like, tally up, my friend, tally up.
Yeah, right.
This
And
is
so, yeah, I'll help you get caffeinated. I love getting you caffeinated. It's, this is the price for one cup to
this
get you
is the
caffeinated.
price.
Like, I'll help you boost your energy, wake up, and all the good things. The same language we're using. It's a
Yeah,
price tag.
there's a price tag.
And for people to be willing to do that, and for us to share each other's businesses, but also use each other's businesses.
Yeah.
So when things
Yeah.
come up and you're like, oh my God, I can't do this. And I'm
Yeah.
grateful, Dr.
Mm.
Renee and other people, Coach did the same thing, other people within our group where they were just like, I don't want to do X, Y, and Z. And I
Mhm.
love the fact that people are talking about me when I'm not in the room, right? Where they're like, oh,
Yeah.
you should speak with that person. Or if you see something great online. So Dr. Renee was mentioning how that particular video, it's so short that we did, had the most viewed. I think you know how those platforms tell you this is your most viewed and your most like whatever video. She's like, look at the numbers. And I'm like, I'm
Wow.
glad that it worked out and you see the results. So it's not like me saying or guaranteeing anything. You
Right.
do the work, you show up, and you able to
Experience it.
share what you already, the book people wanted. And I'm saying, let people know you have a book. We're not going to be cute and be like, oh my God, let me inspire you today. And then I will always ask you, how many books did you sell? Did you tell somebody that there's a book to sell? Is there somewhere for them to click once we do that video? Right?
Mm.
The videos is very powerful. It's not enough to say, oh my God, look at me. It's great. I'm saying something. What are you saying? And what are you
Mm.
saying for people to do when I'm watching you? Where do I go from here?
Call
What
to
do you want me
action.
to do? Right. And so for
Yeah.
people to be comfortable sharing that, because we get in our head like, oh, I'm not going to tell them to get the book. So how are they going to know? Do you think your friends are just going to be like, some friends are. Some people who know us, even online strangers, they're like, I'm just going to get the book. And I think Coach had that experience where it's like somebody was like, where's your book? And they're like, here. And the person went, click, pre order the book.
Look at
So if you
that. That's
say
always
it and you didn't set up to make money, and Dr. Reddy knows this, we need the links. People need to click on things. So if
yeah.
you say you got something, where do I get it?
Where do I
Like
get it?
me who doesn't cook, where do I order this ingredient, this food, this box?
Exactly.
So he comes for me so I can have it, right? Versus I don't know where it is, or send me somewhere where you're an affiliate, whatever it is, get into something where if I do this, you benefit from it because you told me about
Mm.
it. But we're so used to the free 99 that we don't even think about
Mm.
whatever we're doing. There's an opportunity for you to make money and grow your money and help somebody else make money, right?
I like that. Help somebody else make money.
Help somebody else make some money. Somebody will never say, stop helping me make money.
But
Never.
one thing I want to point out also, as
Go.
coaches, even when you discover the signature strength or when you're in your element, you are moving on. I see a lot of coaches burn out just because they do not understand at certain point, given that you know your signature strength, you're doing well, when it's time to delegate. You're
Mm.
still mastering the art of doing
Mm.
small things, and while you let the gift, you let the services or the product kind of like
Wow.
cold because you don't know what to delegate. You want to do it all, and
Wow.
then you don't believe and trust in bringing up others that can help you carry on, because when you some certain things that you have, you
Yeah.
cannot carry it alone. You have to be willing to build a team of people who buy into the idea
Mm.
of what you got going on, so you can go do important things. There are certain small things. Come on, you cannot sit on doing small things. You got bigger things to do. You
Yeah.
have to learn when to delegate, and you move on to carry, to open up, because you
I
are a
love
servant leader. You are here to serve the world your gift. And in
that.
serving your gift, the byproduct of that is a whole lot of money, fame, whatever you're looking for.
Wow. But first, you've got to let go of mastering the small things. Give that over to somebody else. I got that message.
What about
Honey. Well, this was amazing, you guys. Thank you so much, Dr. Marie,
everybody?
for allowing me to interview you. Thank you, Dr. Renee and Belt, for coming on and sharing your testimony about her. Thank you, Allison,
And
for being
Allison and
present and
everybody sending
sharing.
questions.
Huh.
Yeah, so hopefully part two and people connect and people get to see this again. And so
Yeah,
I think it's great. You know me, I love live and people get to see this live and experience it live. But
cute.
the replay, there's power in the replay as well. And so for people to share
Definitely.
it, and I love that all communities show up and all of us are doing different events. Dr. Renee
Yes.
has events, we have events, and hopefully going to each other's events, whether it's like live or virtual or hybrid. I love a good hybrid event, right?
Love
Thank you, Allison. Allison's like, great event. So, Karen is going to be doing this. This is a weekly happening.
The
Um,
weekly show.
so
This
that's
is
how we hang out on Wednesday night, once a week.
7 p.m. Did y'all know this is my show? This is my show. It's a show. No. Did I tell you that? It's
I
a
think
show.
they do know. It's officially a show. Wednesday night live.
Night, 7 p.m.
Live,
Come
live,
on
live.
Zoom. Why not?
So, yes.
Wonderful. Come check us out. One thing before you guys go, I'd love to have each of you share, because we shared wonderful testimonies about Dr. Marie and working with her. I want to know what's one thing you're getting out of being on Zoom and Bloom. For folks that don't know what Zoom and Bloom is all about, what would you say? What are you getting? Why should they come and check us out?
Who are you asking?
Each one of you. So you can start.
Is Dr. Renee still with us? Dr. Marie? Where's Dr. Marie?
I'm not here.
It's not how that works. Go, Dr. Renee.
We're like, do not confuse the people anymore. Tell the people.
Hey, beautiful.
Okay.
What would you say?
The co-working space is wonderful. I have been known to go down a rabbit hole here and there, but on most instances, I'm staying focused because we have a timed time and we establish our goals before the time begins and say how we did after the time is over. And then we continue to progress throughout the day if we're able to spend that amount of time.
I love it. What's the difference you've seen for yourself? Less time in a rabbit hole?
In general, for the past 12 weeks, because of the game, one of my milestones was to lose 10 pounds, and I actually lost 15.
What?
And that's from the walking every day.
Wow.
Every day, no matter what.
Honey, no matter what.
No
She does that
matter
Out there
with
what.
us Monday through Friday and beyond.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. She's working for us. I mean, I
Honey.
know she's working for me.
For real.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you. I enjoy it
Oh,
at
we
this
love
point.
it.
Yeah.
Did you always enjoy it? For folks who might be curious about starting.
Well, I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as it was something I needed to do because I was like ants in my pants and I need to dance or do something. So it relieved stress. So it worked for me initially.
And then you started to love it just as a
Mhm.
practice. That's really beautiful.
Right.
Thanks for sharing
Thank
that.
you.
A great
Thank you.
habit. And we get to witness that.
Yeah.
You know, you can walk with us. Oh, well, we walk with you. You
We
walk.
walk.
You do the walking, which I encourage both of you. Like, you do the cooking, you do the walking. I'll
Yeah.
be there. I'll cheer you on. But
You're so
there's a
good
good
at that.
chance it's not happening. It's not happening. But maybe when we meet one day, okay, which we will one day. We could
Ooh,
do
I
a
love
10-minute
that.
walk. Okay, a 10-minute. That's all.
October the 22nd, 2025.
Is that when
Walk.
you're gonna be in New York? Oh, that's when you guys are gonna be in St. Lucia.
You gonna walk?
Correct.
You're gonna go
Yes.
walk?
10
Fantastic.
minutes.
Of
That's all you
course.
get. 10 minutes.
Do it,
Well,
do it.
that's better than none.
10 minutes.
Be on Zoom and Bloom at some point during that.
Oh,
I
we
need
will pop in. We're like, look at
gotta
us
pop in.
live from the
Gotta pop
island,
in. You gotta see.
live, and
Oh,
hear
how
you.
fun that'll be. I love it. Allison, what about you? What are you getting out of Zoom and Bloom?
Allison. She might be multitasking. She might be blooming right now.
Yeah, I am. I am literally blooming. I'm making a stitchless, sewless dress for my event on Saturday.
What?
Ooh.
I didn't know you do
Yes,
that.
ma'am. Yeah, there's a lot of things I'm going back to. I used to sew when I was younger, when my mom said no, that I couldn't get an outfit. I would
Wow.
just create my own things.
You gotta show me. We gotta talk about
Nothing
this,
like
Yeah.
motivation.
right? My
So
mom, I
I,
grew up with my mom
mhm,
making all my clothes. She was a seamstress, pattern maker.
Oh,
mm,
But I cannot sew a
yeah,
stitch,
yeah.
literally.
yeah.
Cannot sew a
Well,
stitch.
you don't have to sew with this because I don't have a sewing
I want to
machine.
understand more. Please, let's offline. Let's.
Yeah.
But go on. So Zoom and Bloom, what are you getting?
Yeah, Zoom and bloom. I love the blooming. I love the, good energy. The accountability, like Dr. Marie and Dr. Renee mentioned. I love the accountability.
Mm,
Always welcome as we are, always cheering, and we get things done.
yeah.
That's the best part of it. We get things done.
Done, done.
Wow. Thank you. Anything else you want to add, Dr. Marie Evelt? I love the we get things done.
Oh, well, um, well, it's so awesome that you call it Zoom and Bloom. In
Mm.
my book, I have a whole chapter on blooming, but rather on late bloomer.
Oh.
Basically, you creating that space is allow us for a lot of us who are blooming late in life. It's
Mm,
not because it's too late or it's because opportunity passed me by, but
mm,
it is because we had to go through the
mm,
challenges, the traumas, and so much that we could not go around. We could not spiritually bypass. We had to go through them, and as a result, it take us a little bit late for us to really show up and bloom in our element, in what we are really in our gifts. And I think your platform is probably designed to help us late bloomers to come and bloom, and this is
mm,
where we're gonna shine. And that's what I learned, and that's what came to mind for the couple times I've been there, though I'm not officially, a member yet, but I'm looking forward to it. So it is refreshing, and it just come to mind. And there are times for us that are older, I want to remind you
mm,
the stuff that I went through. It
mm,
was because we had to go through it, either to resolve, the
mm,
debt that we had, or dissolve the karma, the stuff that we have in our lives. So now it
mm.
is our time to bloom.
Ooh, I love that.
Mm, it's all
That's
time.
beautiful. It is our time to bloom. What's wild
Next book.
about is that wasn't like I wasn't thinking late bloomers when I was thinking about this, although I've considered myself a late bloomer in many ways. That wasn't necessarily like there for me, but I think
Mm,
subconsciously it was because I see myself definitely as like stepping into the space of blooming now. And also I have this idea that it's never too late. It's never too late,
mm,
No, but it's
right?
because me, in my older age now, I have a passion. I am on fire for people who's older who now who are blooming. If you
Mm,
really, yeah, that's why I love to work with 35 and older, because
yeah.
I do know, because based on so many example case studies that we have, Colonel Sanders was 65 when he was walking around with that chicken recipe. When I say,
Oh
hey, you
wow.
old man, why don't you go and enjoy your social
Oh,
security and come and bother people with your stupid chicken
chicken.
recipe? Get out of here. So he
Wow.
went through 109 restaurants. They turned him down.
Wow.
And he said,
Wow.
no, I'm not going to give up. $110 he knocked. They said, well, what do we got to lose? Let's just try your stupid recipe. And there we have KFC.
And
So
KFC.
how many times we're going to allow society to dictate? If we
Yeah,
didn't make something at 25, at 35, at 45, at
do it.
55, at 70, we can do it.
You can do it.
We can do it. So as a matter of fact, sometimes the best stuff are on the other side of when we go much older, because now we can choose and make decisions, sound decision, where we
Yeah.
don't have to ask for permission. We don't need
Mm,
nobody's permission to do what we do.
I love that.
Oh, you ain't see anything yet. I am coming.
spoonful, all right. That is a spoonful of those ever one. Dr.
Oh
Renee,
my
like,
God.
you agree? Is that the smile about? You agree?
Well, I was stuck on 35 when you get older.
It old,
And
right?
I said
Same.
35 times 2 is 70 plus
I was
3
I
is,
was thinking
you know.
the same thing. Like 35 is old in what
So,
book?
It
What are you talking
I
depends.
was
It
about?
depends on
I
what
was
you've been
stuck
through.
way back there
Oh no, it's
Like, but you
talking
met
about
some
older.
people.
it's
You
all
met some
relative.
people who are 35 and they've lived multiple lifetimes because of what they've gone through, right?
Experience.
And
Yeah.
people
Hmm.
who are older, they're just
Hmm.
old. They're not
Yeah.
grown enough to have,
Oh.
that lifetime, right? And so
Hmm.
Hmm.
I do think there's a spectrum, like everything in life, where
Right.
but
It's all relative.
but
It's
sometimes you're like, who you calling old? Who are you talking about?
Hmm.
So, like,
Yeah.
I'm not in that.
I mean, look at
That's
Jack
like calling
Canfield.
me Eleanor.
Exactly. I mean, look, Abraham Lincoln, how many elections he lost? And he still become president?
how many?
How many? Probably nine? I don't know,
What?
7 or 9? Yeah. Abraham
Really?
Lincoln, look it up.
that many.
Yeah,
Wow.
never get discouraged.
Yeah.
How about the chicken soup for the soul?
Oh,
144 times turned down by publishers. Chicken
Wow.
soup for the soul. Look it up. Jack Canfield.
going down.
Wow.
145th publisher say yes, we're going to publish it.
Wow.
Wouldn't you like to be in his shoes with
Right.
Chicken Soup for the Soul?
That was a good
Keep
series.
knocking. If you keep knocking, and that's the thing with you
Yeah.
guys' title. If you refuse
Uh,
to give up,
Give
because
up.
a lot of people, it could have been you don't know when the next door, the next yes, or the next whatever is gonna be, and I think that
oh,
goes for all of our businesses. A lot of people, because they don't want to hear that. Even people you're like, I'm not gonna ask, and that's the other thing
right.
we don't do enough of, right? You like hear
Right.
the offers, people are tweaking things, people are getting website ready, they're getting all the packages and stuff. I'm like, but you're not asking nobody for nothing, right?
Right.
And
I mean,
Mm,
even on our schools, when one of our schools, when the founder was opening the school, and he started with a little daycare and then moved to second, first, and kindergarten, first, second grade. When it was time for him to really open the school, they want her to have $1 million as collateral, and
what?
she didn't have it.
Wow.
She didn't have $1 million. And a friend of hers said, you know what? They want a business, and they said, look, I'm gonna sign up that $1 million for you, right?
Wow.
And
bring your
and and
friends
and
out.
but and last year, is it this year or last year? We
Wow.
celebrated 25th anniversary of the schools, and one of our building is $90 million that was purchased like 10 years ago. So when you have a dream, when you have something, I mean, and
Wow.
not to brag, I'm the only black person in the board of trustees. So basically, there's no way we're gonna allow
Mm,
anybody to say what we cannot do. It's
mm.
only us that
Limit
determination is
ourselves.
up to us.
Yeah.
So within our gifts, ladies,
Mm-hmm.
each of you have a different blueprint in every shape or form.
Mm,
But when we can bring it together,
mm.
this is where we're blooming together.
I love it. The collective.
Ah,
Mm,
as a collective.
powerful.
Yep.
Really powerful.
There we go. I love it.
I love
Thank
it
you,
too.
Karen. Thank you,
Thank
Coach.
you, everybody. Anything you want to add, Dr. Marie, before we leave, before we close?
Anyone?
Anything you want to add before we close?
I just think this was a spoonful, a mouthful
That's
of
everything.
all
People,
the
you're
goodness.
still here. You tried to leave us at 7:45. I remember.
All the things are happening. There's usually 2, 3 Zooms going on,
Right.
and luckily I have a twin here. She can be in one place, I can be in the other. I had no coverage tonight, and so
Yeah.
again, part of this is about sharing those stories, and I think that's why it's so powerful, and that's why whether it's one-on-one, again, the idea of a gathering. I think since the pandemic, I've been really rethinking about what does it mean to come together, build community, to belong, and share more. And so
Oh,
a lot of the things we talk about, where it's like the stuff that I help others or train or show, it's not the kind of stuff where you go and learn it in school. A lot of it is where people, it's like it's a need. I happen to have the skills and willing to share it, because sometimes we have the thing that somebody's looking for,
you don't
and
want
we don't say,
to.
you know what, I can help you, and to also receive the help. I think, Dr. Renee is a great example, Coach is a great example, you're a great example, where it's like you need to ask,
Mm,
and when it is offered, you need to accept. And I think a lot of the time it's like, let me figure out this technology thing, let me figure out how to use this camera, this phone, this microphone, and before you know
mm.
it, 6 months, and
Right.
the dream is still, Coach mentioned start.
All right.
Okay, like sometimes you start and it's okay if your camera is up. I've had so many shows where my camera is upside down, my camera is sideways, and I'm like, you
Honey,
know what, we're
we're
just gonna
doing it. We're doing it. We're doing something.
stay as is.
Counts. It
As
counts.
is. Like there have been so many mishaps, and I think it's the lesson that has to happen. I think there's one
Yeah.
more video I'm gonna put out where my dress was inside out. I had a whole situation, and I'm like, you did not show up on camera, would you? Inside out. I was like, oh my God.
Don't realize all that it takes to put a video together. It requires people. It requires people to be around you.
But when I tell people I've been where you are and the technology is not the issue, and we heard it today. It's like, if this is the thing you care about, And what I do mostly now is like the ability to laugh at yourself,
Yes.
laugh at the thing, and just
Yes.
move on. Like that
Keep it
judgment thing when we
moving.
criticizing, I'm like, I'm so over it. Where I'm like, I'm literally gonna laugh.
It doesn't even matter.
It
Because
is
you
what it is.
laugh, you give them permission to laugh too and keep it moving. It is
And
not.
move on. And then you do the next thing and the next thing, but whatever it is, and also being who you are. And I think a lot of the time we try to let me edit, let me not show that, let me hide it, let me like whatever. And I'm like, nope, you're gonna see it as is. And that's the beautiful thing with live and life
I
because
love that
it's
too.
happening. There's nothing you can try to control and don't let this happen and prepare. I love the people who love to prepare and plan. Prepare and plan, everything is color coded and it's gonna happen the way I set it up. And I'm like, haha, this is the best way for nature, your universe, the planet, everybody to like a good laugh. You're gonna learn that lesson real quick.
Honey.
But the
Girl,
ability to just pivot and just be
just
and
be
let things like as you love it, just float and like just float,
so
float
people.
and let and just be you in the process. Whatever's going on, that's all you can be because the rest of it, zero control over it. It is what it is at that point. And so, I'm just grateful
Float,
we get to share our gifts
float
together. What did you say, Dr.
on,
Renee?
Hey,
float,
did you want to share
float
something?
on, float on, float
Oh,
on.
that
You know that
song.
song?
That's a different float,
That's
but
a
I
different.
like it. It's a different float.
You have a song, so that might be another one. So I'm hoping more people will join us. And again, the stories. It's all about this, and I think that's why I love what not her name is escaping me completely. Uh,
Oh, Tanya.
what Tanya does in terms of the storytelling is
Yeah,
literally part of our fabric as people.
it
And
is.
so that oral story, whether we do it as a
It's the
podcast,
oral
as a show, us
tradition.
talking to each other, us
We
being in the
must.
room together, us blooming, us hibernating, sometimes it's like we're not always blooming. So
Yeah.
whatever season,
Exactly. That part. And in fact, we need to showcase that and show that because there's so many people who are hiding from the camera because they are struggling in this moment and think that they can't be seen because they're struggling. But it's exactly when you're in that moment
time,
that you most need to be in community because that's how we support one another. We're not meant to be in isolation. We grow inside of community no matter
and
what.
we here.
So that's why we're here. Oh, I
We
love
here.
this so
Thank you,
much.
Karen. Thank you,
Thanks, my
everyone.
people. Love you. Have a great night. Mwah. I'll actually see you back inside of Zoom and Bloom. I'm gonna
In
log
the
back
bloom room. This is
in.
gonna be after dark, but I know somebody's probably like bedtime.
That part too. But I'll open it up. All right, y'all. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.